Hey, 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 everybody.
What's up, everyone?
Happy Monday.
That's a stupid saying.
Too bad.
But
It is Monday.
yeah, that doesn't mean it has to be a happy one.
I went live. Happy Monday. Everything's going off.
I can put that on a loop. Happy Monday. Sound like Frosty.
I know. Happy birthday. Or no, Happy New Year.
Mm-mm.
Was it happy birthday?
Yep.
I couldn't remember.
What's up, Andy, Freaky, Nicole? I think that's all that's here at the moment.
Nubs was here.
Oh, Nubs was here.
Hi, everybody. Hello, Nicole. Hello, Andy. Hello, Nubs.
They figured out it worked again.
I know. Well, no, because freaking Freaky Geek scared the crap out of me because I was testing them and going through them all, and then he did always watching. I was like, whoa. Hello, moon or modest moon gazer. How are you? Welcome.
Where the hell you see that?
In YouTube. You can't see it? I know, Freaky. You scared me. You did, because I wasn't looking at the screen. And
No,
it all comes.
All I see is Andy saying free beer for 5 days in northern Alaska.
It's 2 after that.
Oh, there I see. I see now.
Okay.
How you doing, Moon Gazer?
Hey, Heather. How are you? What's going on?
In the house.
So, Andy, are you buying all of northern Alaska? Well, why northern Alaska? Why not southern Alaska? Hey, easily distracted. Happy Monday. I want to know why. Apparently, you're out of the lock, or you're going up to north to Bethel and that.
Bye. Free beer for 5 days. I'm going.
But less people right up in the far north. That is true. That is true. Are you buying the beer for the 5 days? Is that why it's free, Andy? Doing good, Heather.
Oh, what the fart?
I know, right?
That's they're happy now.
I know. That's right. There you go, Freaky Geek.
That's not true, Freaky Geek, because I'm going to tell you what, people in Alaska can drink.
Yes. Yes, they can. Holy crap, can they? And they like to.
You got to remember, a lot of them are natives.
He said, yep, I'm buying. Got Nicole's card details. Uh-oh, Nicole. Well, thank you, Nicole. Still not done yet. I got to do the bottom yet.
Yes, but, I know. It's not Avon. I'm turning it off now.
Oh, that's it, Freaky Geek. You don't buy them kegs, just one bottle or can.
That's fucked up.
I am not saying that out loud, Andy. Eddie will.
Damn right, but he ain't got to getting worried about me.
Nicole said, well, he's got my card. He won't get far, LOL.
I ain't into that Rocky Mountain oyster shit. Freaky says, hey, I'm cheap.
There you go. You guys are the best around. What you talking about? You're the best. We got a big show today. Well, I don't know if it's a big show, but you know.
We got a lot of big show.
Yeah, we got a lot of big show. Thank you, Nicole, for the ice cream. Easily Distracted said, we are getting our first marijuana bar. Really?
Here in the state of Alaska, our town was the very first town to have a dispensary.
Yep.
In the state of Alaska.
Valdez was it.
And it's only a block and a half down from where we live.
That's right. That's right. And Andy, let me just tell you, no, I haven't gone cannibalism. It's baby spinach. It's baby spinach with cheese.
Yeah, she goes for the baby shit. She doesn't.
Yeah, that's my breakfast. I love baby spinach with cheese.
We're froze on YouTube. Oh, now it's back.
Okay. We here? Baby spinach made of spinach. Just baby ones. Little ones. Andy, 5 minutes to walk to the dispensary, 2.5 hours to drift back.
5 minutes to get to my ass. It's about like a 2-minute walk.
Still 2.5 hours to get back.
Probably longer than that.
I like spinach when it's cooked as well, but baby spinach I like. I think the spinach, the mountain sky salads that we had here at the restaurant. That's what got me turned on to baby spinach. Yes, I ate the babies of the spinach.
Again, cannibalism.
But I like cooked spinach too with vinegar. Raw baby.
Freaky Geek says raw babies tend to scream louder than cooked babies, right, Andy?
Thank you, Heather, for the lemons. Spinachulism, yes.
That goes right up there with capitalism, don't it?
Maybe. So yeah, we got a bunch to talk about today. So what I am thinking is what I'm going to do.
That's what deep freezers are for, Andy.
You guys are bad, I swear to God. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my podcast run Tuesday through. Well, thank you, Freaky Geek, for the diamond.
Thank
Wow. Thank you so much, Freaky Geek.
Oh, no wonder why I'm having trouble reading chat.
You don't have it pulled up?
My restream.
Oh. Daniela Candela. How many more days?
9.
9 more days.
Hey, Nubs.
Hey, Nubs. 9 more days and my babies will be up here. Can't wait.
What the hell is going on now? Oh, fucking on the wrong screen.
No, Nicole, 9. Yeah. 21st. You're a day ahead of us.
Not quite a whole day, but close. There we go.
That's true, Andy. Andy wrote, shouldn't you be given rubies this month, Missy? July birthstone and would match your hair, too.
That's what I said. Not quite a whole day ahead of us. You're only 10 hours ahead of us.
I should. Listen, I have enough trouble keeping my D-Live going right with all the noises and everything. I don't know how I would switch it to rubies. And then I'd forget. I should do that, though. Hey, Spitfire.
What's up, Spitfire?
Yeah, here it's 8. I know, I like your time frame, but, you know. I hope they get to fly in. It looks like it's gonna rain for the rest of the month.
I don't know. It flew in the other day when we seen it.
Yeah.
It did. It went out. It went out and circled the mountain and came back in from the other direction.
Yeah. You're making patches for your pants? That's cool. She's so crafty. Why am I smelling? I got a whiff of toast.
I got it with a bleach.
I'm smelling your toast there, freaky geek.
He can't have toast. His bread's froze.
Oh, did he say that? I missed that.
Yeah, he said that a while ago.
Oh. Sorry. Sorry, freaky geek. All right, so yeah, we got a lot to talk about today. We're talking about the Fresno night crawlers. I don't know about you guys, but when I saw these, they creeped me out. I saw them a while back, and I can't remember if I saw them first before Fact or Fake did the show,
Way to go, Andy.
or before or after, or when I saw them on that show.
Andy wants to know if I told the kids that they got to jump out of the plane with parachutes as they're going overhead.
Danielle hasn't said anything. She's like, what? Excuse me?
I gotta do what?
Danielle said, nope. There's no way. There is no way, Andy.
Oh, it's not bad. It's not bad to jump out of a moving airplane. I've done it.
Freaky.
Actually, I was in a helicopter, not an airplane.
Oh, you guys are nasty. They're all talking about toe jam on toast and.
You know, that's funny that somebody else said.
I know.
Talked about toe jam.
We just talked about that. I don't know why, but we're weird like that.
But not putting it on toast. I mean, we walked out of our room to go have a cigarette before the show, and it was the most disgusting, decaying smell that you could ever imagine.
It did. It smelled like rotting meat. I
almost wanted to vomit. And I told Misty, I said, hell, my toe jam don't even smell that bad. Danielle says, Andy, I'm scared of heights. You think I'm going to do that? Oh, do you even have the slap button working?
Have what?
Your slap button.
I do. No, I don't think. Hold on. No. Oh, they wanted to for a second there. Nope, I pressed the button, so.
Danielle said something to you.
Next time we talk, I'll show you my patches. You better. Don't make her scared to come, Andy. That would be, no. She'd be like, Ryan, I'm not going. They probably did Spitfire. They probably did. The night crawlers are, I don't know. When I first saw them, I got freaked out. But little do you know, though, unless you really looked into them, there actually could be a native legend.
I just want to tell Danielle real quick. Look, when you take off from Anchorage, the best thing to do is just sit back, close your eyes. You're only going to be in the air for about 40 minutes.
Yep, that's
and you're
it.
Landing again. By the time you hit your altitude, you're already coming back down.
Yep. Yeah, it's quick. It's quick to get here from Anchorage on a plane. 6 hours driving, but 45 minutes on a plane. Oh, my sounds are coming up, but they're not working.
Oh, no. You freaking up again.
Flip back! No.
Hi,
hey, Pammy! How are you, hon? Welcome. So, yeah, the night crawlers, when I first saw them, I was just like, I don't know, something about them creeped me out.
Andy, come on, be careful. I'm sure she's already going to be a little kind of freaked. I don't think she's ever been on a plane yet.
Nope, she never has.
So, I mean...
But she's got Ryan and Savannah and the baby.
Yeah, has Savannah been on the baby? Or it's been on the baby. I'm sure she's been on the baby. If she slept on her belly at any given time, she was on the baby.
Right.
But has Savannah ever flown? I know Ryan has.
I don't know, to be honest with you. Yeah, I know Ryan has. The baby hasn't.
Obvious. Well, it depends.
We're excited too, Danielle. I miss you, Bugaboo. I really do. I'm sorry. I didn't call her that.
Yeah, you did. Now, Danielle, it's a quick flight from Anchorage to where we're at. Before you know it, they'll make one pass asking if you want something to drink, and it's over.
Yeah. Hey, gamer girl. How you doing, hon?
What's up, gamer? All right, so let's get on with this show.
Ryan's gonna push you. Did you see that? She said, Andy, I try to close my eyes with a roller coaster. It doesn't work. I don't think it'll work with a plane. LOL. Knowing my luck, Ryan's just gonna push me. LOL.
Well, if he does push you, count to 15 and pull.
Yeah. Right, Freaky Geek?
Oh, where are you going, Pammy? Pammy's leaving Long Island tonight.
Ah, but if thunderstorms come in, then tomorrow morning. Yeah, that's how it is here. If it rains, usually, you're not. The plane isn't flying. My first plane ride was coming here. From Seattle to Anchorage.
I'm going to give you a little trick, Bug. What I do, just as the wheels start lifting off the ground, plug your nose and breathe really hard out of it, and it's gonna make your ears, your drums. It'll take a lot of the pressure off.
We're gonna start a war between Ryan and Danielle. They're not gonna be near each other in the plane. And he said, "Whoa, is that would that be why Ryan asked to borrow my cattle prod, Danielle?" Just kidding. Takeoff is amazing, and by the time you get into the air, it'll be over and wanting another. Danielle says, "Listen, if Ryan pushes me, he's coming with me."
And she will grab him.
I know, believe me, she's not one to hold bar with her brother.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Hey, Elizabeth. How you doing, hon?
She'll look like a kid, like, a dad and a little baby, because she'll be wrapped around his goddamn leg like that.
I know, right? Yeah, Ryan and Danielle are no holds bar when it comes to each other, kicking each other's ass. That's for sure. But, yeah, I mean, the only thing that wasn't told to me that I wish somebody told me was that it is loud. Takeoffs and landings, they're loud. That was the only thing that caught me off guard. I absolutely loved it. My first plane ride, like I said, was from Seattle to Anchorage, and I absolutely loved it. When we went down, I was a pro by the time we went to North Carolina.
Yep.
I was a pro. It's like, let's go.
That was a long flight.
That's right, Danielle. It's because you're Blackmans. That's right.
That flight from here to North Carolina, that was a doozy of a flight there.
Right.
We actually hit one airport where we had to get off the plane and run.
Oh, that was crazy.
And I mean run to the next gate because it was getting ready to start taxiing.
Yep.
It was like, holy shit.
It's like, wait for us.
Oh my God, Andy.
I know, you just came back from North Carolina. Yep, now going to Alaska. I can't wait. I can't wait till my babies be here.
And just think now, you'll be able to tell everybody you've been to Canada too. Well, over the top of it.
Yeah, flying over it.
Because you'll be flying right over the top of Canada.
I'm excited.
All right, so should we get the show going? Or?
Probably. So we're not only talking about the Fresno night crawlers, we are going to talk about a woman that claims she raised a baby Bigfoot.
Something's missing.
What's missing?
My eyeball.
Why is your eyeball missing?
No, on my screen. Remember, I can tell which.
Oh, yeah.
Platform.
I don't know.
That's not there.
Oh. So, then we're going to talk about what to do with your premonitions. If you have premonitions, what to do with them, right? Do you just sit on them? Do you tell somebody? What do you do? Then we're going to look at a collection of historic UFO photos. Okay, these are the first photos caught before we had Photoshop.
Yeah. It's like the internet. We did all of our stupid shit before the internet.
That's true.
And then we just did dumber shit when the internet came around.
And then we're going to talk about Village of the Dead, the enduring mystery of Lake Anjikunai. It's a native name, so
Somebody did take my damn eye. It's not there anymore. It used to be right here.
And now you can't find it.
Well, I definitely can't see it.
And then we're going to talk about stick Indians. I thought this was fascinating. They're kind of like skinwalkers, but they're not. And we'll talk about them. And then...
And then? You say and then one more time. And then.
And we're going to hear one experience about the stick Indian that comes from not even a paranormal person. Like, this is somebody that told their story in a hikers group. Like, online chat. They're all, like, hikers that get together and chat. So, it's going to be interesting. And then, as soon as my lovely computer would like to, thank God Ryan's bringing the other computer. I know, they're always watching, right?
Yeah, see, this is why the Chaos Show is going to have to end. Because my desk and shit's going to get overrun by all that shit.
Yeah, right. Hold on.
No, actually, Andy's right, though. But what you do instead of looking out the window, start looking around like somebody else fucking threw the goddamn thing. And when you hit Ryan with one, make sure you drop one in your lap. So when you're looking around, he'll think that was thrown at you, too.
And my whole screen just froze up. Like, everything just froze up. There we go.
I see you just fine. I mean, It must be you two freezing.
No, it's me freezing.
You didn't freeze on my screen.
And then I'm gonna bring this up. I don't know if you guys remember one of these days that we talked. I told you about a dream I had. I think I told you guys about it. About a dream I had that had to do with me transporting. Do you remember me talking about that? I was in. There was like an egg-shaped thing that I got inside. They were side by side, and it was an egg-shaped thing that I got inside. And then once I got inside, it was almost like Star Trek, right? That I got beamed somewhere else. And I was like, well, that was pretty cool. Do you remember me talking about that?
A little bit.
Okay, well, I was scouring the internet, looking for stories, of course. And I came across one, and it's got the same thing that I saw in my dream. That's what freaks me out, is that I see the thing that I saw in my dream, and I've never heard of this before. And it was off a paranormal site, actually. So we're going to look into that. Is Andy still giving her bad ideas to do to Ryan?
Yeah, pretty much. Freaky Geek is now too. He says put a bucket on his head and a bucket on your head in the mall. Like you see them videos.
Right.
Then you take it off and look around like, what the hell just happened?
Oh, you guys. All right, now I got to find out what happened to my...
See, well, yeah, you're fine on my end.
No, I was looking for my... There they are.
My stories?
Yeah, I did. Usually I put them in order, but I didn't have them in order, so... Yeah.
Okay. Well, then just poke yourself in the eye. Carry a little Vic vapor rub with you. Just kind of Put a little dab underneath your eye. You'll cry.
Yeah, that's true. You'll definitely cry.
Andy says they are not bad ideas, Missy. Someone's got to teach Danielle how to exploit the situation.
Oh, is that it? Okay, my bad, sorry. So let's start out with these Fresno night creatures, or night crawlers, I should say. Right? Thank you so much for the lemons. Hello, specialist of
How you
needs.
doing, special needs?
How you doing?
Son of a bitch, they killed Kenny.
So let me go ahead and open up a picture so you guys know what I'm talking about. That's very... Okay, there we go. So this is what the night creatures, or night crawlers, I keep on saying night creatures, look like. Let me go ahead and...
It looks like a fucking post for a fence.
Right, yeah, it does. But they walk. Okay. And they're very, I don't... See, like that one's walking? But it's just like, not even a torso and legs. It's like just legs.
So what is that, one leg?
No, they're together. You can't really,
okay.
it's like, you know what I mean?
Right. It's not walking.
Right.
Or it got caught. I got it.
Yeah. So, those are what we're talking about. And if I can find one, I'll play a video of one. Yeah. So Fresno Nightcrawlers, and I don't know what it is about them. They gave me the creepy crawlies when I first saw them, right?
Well, it's weird because you talk about Nightcrawler. The first thing that pops into my fucking head is a worm.
Worm. Yeah, I know. Believe me, that's why you have to, when you search for them, do not search for Nightcrawlers because you'll get worms. You know, of course, everybody that is a fishing person knows what a Nightcrawler is. So Fresno Nightcrawlers are terrorizing the dark, and they're spreading far from California. Now, they've been reported in other places too, but we'll start in the Fresno, California. Now, what happened was, this is Fresno, California might not always have the most exciting place, and it might be the exciting place in the world, but it has one claim to fame that's out of this world, and that's the Fresno Nightcrawlers. Now, these sightings began back in 1990.
What's up, G-Smoke?
Hey, G-Smoke, how you doing? Welcome. And have only occurred a few times since then. These strange beings are, I don't know if they're alien, but they're calling them cryptids, that look like pants. But they're only a few feet high and are seen wandering around. They walk weird, if you've ever seen them. They walk really weird.
Well, you would walk weird too without a fucking torso.
That's true. That is true, right? There are only a few eyewitnesses in Fresno, but the night crawlers do pop up on surveillance cameras, startling whoever checks the CCTV tapes. So much of the video footage of the cryptids is easily debunked by video analysis. But the weird thing about the night crawlers is that the videos seem to be legit. According to when Fact or Faked did it, right? They proved that it would be a difficult task to do these things, to set them up. So what are exactly on these tapes? So no one's entirely sure, but theorists propose that the odd creatures could be ghost aliens, a possessed pair of pants, or one of the weirdest hoaxes ever concocted. Now, if it is a hoax, I mean, they are weird to try to do. I mean, not that I've tried to, but they do look like a pair of pants just walking. Do.
Well, if you watched them more often, you wouldn't have to worry about it.
Right? That's true. No one may ever know for sure. However, the known facts about the Fresno Nightcrawlers are enough to leave viewers scratching their heads. Now, I remember hearing about them, but I don't think I actually saw the video back then. But when I did see the video, it freaked me out. It says the night crawlers began to emerge in the limelight in 2007 when a homeowner in Fresno, California decided to set up a security camera from above the family garage. The man, only known as Jose, wanted to know why his dogs were barking at night. And in case there was a intruder or a strange animal lurking, he wanted to find out. What he saw the next day was enough to shock him into calling the police. The footage showed a pair of strange, small creatures, only a few feet in height. They walked almost surreally across the screen, and the family members figured it was these things that had caused their dogs to bark so much.
Now, do you honestly think they're real?
For some reason, I do. I think they are real.
Okay, if you think about it this way, apparently a lot of the sightings and everything is like through a field area. So how do you know it ain't weeds and shit moving and it makes it look like
No,
something?
it's not. When you see the tape, you'll understand. But it's not. Even in Yosemite National Park, they caught them. But those ones they don't look the same as the ones that I've seen.
All right, well, don't show the video yet because I got.
Well, I still got a story to go through, so.
Well, I gotta go potty.
Okay. Neither the family nor the police could figure out what these creatures were. Soon the media, of course, got a hold of the footage, and the Fresno night crawlers became the phenomenon. The family decided to remain anonymous, in part to avoid the supernatural spotlight, but also part out of fear. So there tells me right there, with them not wanting to be in the limelight, they didn't hoax it. They're just trying to figure out what the hell is walking through their yard. One prevailing theory is that they're aliens. They may move like people sometimes, but analysts think that they are too small and move too awkwardly to be human. Based on their appearance, they don't resemble any known terrestrial creatures either. Redditors question why they are here, as they don't seem to be stealing anything. And that's the thing too, is when you hear about them, they're not like going in, they're just walking. They're just getting from point A to point B. That's all they want to do. And maybe it takes them a while not having eyes. I don't know. Yes, Jack, they do. Welcome, Jack. He says, do these night crawlers move in the videos as in walk? The only way you could hoax this was with inflatable tall sales things they chuck outside of businesses. The ones that go blah, 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 blah. Yeah, they're very weird looking, but you're right. You know, I mean, but they do walk. They do walk. Hey, UFO in Akron, Ohio. My aunt lived in Akron, Ohio for a little bit. How are you? Welcome.
What's up, UFO?
Jack's here too.
What's up, Jack? Akron, Ohio. Holy shit, I was born and raised in Erie, PA. Not too far away.
So yeah, these things aren't harming anybody. At least not that I've heard of or seen or read. Or abducted anybody, you know. At least nobody's come forward and said, hey, I got abducted by a pair of pants. You know, I think that'd probably be weird. Too weird.
No, usually my pants get stolen.
Right? But of course, like I said, the first family that recognized these things wanted they don't want to be in the spotlight. They want to remain anonymous. So therefore, to me, that tells me a lot, you know.
I think it's more of a respect thing. I think the more the exposure they got to knowing about it, the more it would happen, and they
right.
want that.
Yeah, exactly.
So they just wanted to step away from it.
True, Nicole. Yeah, she said the ones I saw on video seemed not to notice anyone or the environment.
Well, if it's only a goddamn pair of legs with no torso, what the hell are they supposed to notice?
Oh, really, Spitfire? Jesus. He said someone did a video of this with
Oh
Tiny
my
Tim singing
God.
Tiptoe Through the Tulips. Toot-toot. I can't do Tiny Tim's voice.
Thank
But-
God.
But always a different weird shape, though. Yeah, and that's the thing that brings us to the Native American lore, right? One of the interesting answers to many Nightcrawler questions actually has to do with local Native American legend. According to the tribe members that live near Fresno, the Nightcrawlers are beings that have pretty much always lived on Earth, even before humans got here, I should say. According to these myths, the Nightcrawlers have long legs that allow them to move through difficult or boggy-like landscapes because they are swamp world beings. Legend has it that the beings are part of our world now in order to rebuild a connection between human beings and our natural surroundings as sort of a peace bringer. While they don't seem to have made any noticeable efforts of doing this so far, the fact that the stories about them have existed for generations indicates that they might be nothing new to Fresno. So that's, to me, is pretty interesting. Now, this is a picture of, and I guess they have all over the place, they have these monuments to night crawlers, at least the Indian lore part of it. Let me pop this up for you guys. I don't know what that was.
Hey, that almost looks like my staffs.
Kinda, right? Nicole, thank you for the 5 copies.
Wow!
Thank you
Andy,
so
thank
much. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
You guys do rock, every single one of you.
Definitely. So yeah, this is what the native have these monuments up to night walkers.
It's a giant set of dowsing rods.
Right? No, it reminds me of tree walkers.
Kind of.
But that's what I thought of when I saw that.
But if you look at the one in the background there,
Yeah.
not the foreground, that looks
This
more
guy.
like a set of legs than the one in the front.
Right.
Almost like they're standing there posing.
Yeah. Well, no, these aren't true ones, Freaky Geek. These are just statues for them. Because, again, like the family that found them, most Native Americans, well, I didn't find anything that Native Americans feared them or anything.
All right, hold on. Freaky Geek, nobody's saying that they're not real. She's just saying that picture there are
At
statues
Amazon,
dedicated to
Sorry.
them.
So let me go ahead. No, turn down. Thank you. Because it's got an advertisement. So hold on one second. And we will get to the video. This is the first one I'm showing you with the video of the Nightwalkers is basically going to be the Yosemite one. What they call on their cameras. On their CCTV cameras. Come on. Hold on, guys. Sorry. I had to set up, but it went back to the beginning. Gotta love it. All right, of course, it's not going to load. Why would it? Come on now. Come on now. Sound like Ryan.
No, you don't.
Yeah, no. Okay, so these ones were spotted in March of 2011 in Yosemite National Park. They said officials were putting up some cameras in an attempt to catch trespassers that had been damaging the property. Instead, what they caught was some rather unusual footage. The security cameras again captured images of pale, small, and armless creatures just walking down one of the one of the park's paths. Again, once the media got a hold of the footage, the Fresno Nightcrawlers were on everyone's lips once again. Hey, Lockbeard.
What's up, Lockbeard? Hey, I was trying to say hi, but you wouldn't shut up for fucking even 2 seconds.
Oh, sorry. Well, the creatures appeared. The creatures appeared to be the same ones as the one shown on the Fresno film, and they appeared to walk and behave the same way. So as soon as this stops...
Hey, Giggles.
Hey, Giggles, how are you, hon? Welcome, welcome.
Hey, you didn't say welcome to Lockbeard.
Oh,
just
welcome,
said hi,
welcome.
Lockbeard.
Welcome, Lockbeard. My bad, sorry.
Quit being prejudiced.
I know. See how I am?
I got you back, Lockbeard. Don't worry.
Okay, well, I can't. Okay, there we go.
Share the screen.
I am sharing the screen. Don't tell me that. So you can see the one off. It's buffering, but you can see the one off to the left here. Do you see that?
Well, it looks like a terror in cloth. I mean, it really doesn't make... I want to see it move.
Well, I'm trying.
I want to see this fucking thing walk.
Let me see if I can find
Oh, it moved.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh, look at the one behind it, too. Is that one there in the
Yeah.
the back right?
Yeah.
It almost walks with a slinky effect.
Kinda, yeah. They walk creepily. I mean, it's not...
Like a drunken sailor, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, yeah.
That's me after a good night.
It's weird, right? Like they're... And here, this is, like I said, this one's in Yosemite National Park.
I don't know. I mean, see, now right there it looks like it has a head.
Right. Yeah, that right there
does. It looks like it has a head there now.
True.
I don't know. I think that'd be one of them things I would have to actually see for myself to believe it.
They do look like puppets. But the thing of it is like I said, people tried to debunk this. You know, that was, like I said, in Yosemite National Park. The reason that they thought people were vandalizing stuff, so they wanted to set up cameras to, help people or try to figure out who was vandalizing stuff.
Ricky, I could almost agree with you, but I used to walk on stilts, and you don't walk that way. You actually walk. You can still walk upright without the.
The what?
Yeah, that. What's up, Patricia?
Hey, Patricia, how are you?
But yeah, I used to walk on stilts. I used to be a drywall finisher, so I know what it's like running around on stilts, and it doesn't look anything like that. I don't know if it was on the Yosemite National Park was on TV. This, like I said though, that would have to be something I would actually have to see.
Albino Teletubbies.
They're awful skinny Teletubbies.
One thing that viewers seem to agree on, though, regardless of what people say they are, is what the creatures look like. They seem to have bodies that get up to 4 feet in height, but no taller. And one might have been less than 2 feet tall. So the Nightcrawlers don't seem to have any arms, and their heads are small compared to the rest of the bodies. The Nightcrawlers are also pale in color, obviously, perhaps white, and may have 2 small eyes, which people have found after some footage analysis. Above all, they are bipedal, which indicates that, for all the strangeness, they're humanoid. This has led to the suggestion that they may be just people in costumes based on the fact that they walk like human. but they don't walk like humans. They like you said, a drunken sailor.
That's kind of what it looks like. They're like trying to fucking walk over a goddamn, not a game, like when you're trying to board a ship.
Spitz says another meaning to Slim Shady, right?
And you're battling the waves. It's just like
they may also be some sort of mutant human, according to others, but their height and mannerisms contradict that notion, yet again leaving viewers to wonder what are their origins.
Wrangler.
What?
You said what are their origins? I said Wrangler.
Oh.
Because it looks like a pair of pants walking. Their origins Wrangler. It could be Levi. I don't know.
Really, Jack? Jack said, I thought the little one behind the bigger one on the video looked like it was walking on all fours at times in the video. Hey, Misty.
Now, I didn't quite catch that, but I noticed it was walking faster than the one that was in front of it.
Right.
Hi, Misty.
But, so with these things, though, no one has ever encountered one in person. And which is weird, is like, is this one of those waves that people see them and then they disappear? And then years later, people see them again and they disappear. We all have those waves where there are certain types of UFOs that are seen. Like now it's the Tic Tac or the Nimic.
Or is it the fact that you start hearing the story about them again and now it pushes it again?
Right.
So the story starts up again, but it never really happened to begin with.
Right. And again, nobody's had an encounter. There are no more, since then, the night crawlers have been strangely quiet. There have been no more spooky security footage tapes, and there were no actual encounters. Even though these things were pretty weird, they seemed to be harmless. Nothing was ever damaged by them, and they didn't seem to hurt anybody. Like I said, I've never heard of, I've been captured by a pair of pants.
Like says, but a person can walk funny sometimes. I walk, and I agree. But if you watch the way they walk, they almost got like a slinky effect.
All right, Andy, hurry back.
Nicole says someone even said, first one were two midgets under a sheet, and the tiny one a dog under a sheet.
Yeah, I that would be weird. But yeah, in fact, that they didn't seem to be at all interested in making human contact. And like Nicole said, they weren't interested in their surroundings. Like either they knew it or they just didn't care what was around them. They were just walking.
If they have no body but legs, what would they have to care about? What would pique their curiosity about humans, about their surroundings?
Right. So if anybody has ever, let me tell you, I want to know if you have had an encounter with one of these things or have seen them or whatnot, or any encounter, if you've had a ghost sighting or, paranormal wise, a UFO or a cryptid. If you go over, let me share this out. If you go over to everythingshadows.com, this is what the store looks like. Well, not the store, but my website looks like. And I want to show you guys something. If you go over to up here, it says listen here. If you hit that, you'll see the podcasts and everything like that. My computer is running so slow today. So yeah, you'll see this is going to be the radio station, by the way. Anyway, you'll see all the podcasts. If you scroll down, this is all my podcasts, what podcasts I'm on. This is under the listen here button on the website. If you scroll down and you've had an experience, please share it with us. We'd love to share. If you want to stay anonymous, let me know in the message. Nobody else will see it but me. You can either type out a message here. I'm pointing to it like you can see me. You can type out a message here and send it, or you can scroll down a little bit farther and it'll say send a voicemail. You click on that. It'll go over and it will pop up a little thing as soon as my internet likes to pick up here. It'll pop this up and then it'll pop up. It'll say send a voice message. Here, because I'm on a computer, if you do it on the computer, it'll ask what mic to use, basically. But if you do it from your phone, it'll come right up. And just hit start recording now and give me a message, and we can share it. If you are all right with that, we can share it right live with you guys right here.
And the amazing part is if she goes through with all this, she gets all your messages but can't look at mine.
That's true. But yeah, if I want to know if you guys have out or have a counter. Oh, that's Danielle. I was like,
wow, you just said that like, oh,
that's no, because I looked over and it's stuck on Danielle's. You're saving up for a computer? Well, when you get up here, you'll have a computer because we have 3 of them now. Or going to have 3 of them anyway.
Yeah, and you actually, because your brother's bringing one up, which is a good thing because computers in this town are very expensive. Remember your first laptop here?
Yeah.
How much was that?
$500.
Excuse me?
Was it $500?
It was almost $1,000.
Oh, I paid $500. Yeah.
Yeah, and I covered the difference.
So yeah, if you got a story to share, definitely head on over there and let me know. And I'm trying to find a video for the first. There it is, right there.
But it was actually brought up. Somebody brought it up too. Is this the only time they're seeing him? Is at night?
Yes, as far as I can tell. No, those are the Yosemite ones. I want the original Nightcrawler video. Damn it!
You know, you and Danielle are sharing that desk, right?
Yes.
Because you got the L shape. I just got the PC.
They've only been ever cited even before around the same time showed up on the radar in Fresno. However, this time they were in Manchester, Indiana.
You know what giggles? It's funny. I was thinking about that just the other day.
What's that?
She's talking about the burning ghost paddle steamship.
Oh yeah.
And I was, for some reason, it just popped into my head. We had that old steam paddle ship, and the steam paddles used to be on fire. And you would actually, at night, you would actually see the boat going across Lake Erie with the paddle on fire. I'm a vampire and I'm still here. Oh. God, there's so many shadows, believe it or not. There are so many stories from Erie that I never really thought about it because I was never really into this.
Right.
But now, you know, it's just, there are a lot of stories from Erie. What the hell was that?
Ad.
Huh?
An ad.
Oh. I mean, with Axe Murder Hollow and all that shit, it just, there's a lot of things that happened up there.
Okay.
I should say
oh, this is a crappy video. But.
Thanks for letting me talk to you.
No, I'm sorry. I'm trying to.
There's a lag.
I'm sure there is. Because I'm trying to do a video.
Giggles, what was the name of that?
Thank you so much for the diamond.
Giggles, do you remember the name of that paddle boat?
Come on now. Come on now. I need Ryan to record that voice clip. Come on now. Well, what else do you have in Erie while we're waiting?
Murder. No, there's a bunch of stuff that goes on paranormal wise. It's But it's not so much anymore because the town has just gone to shit.
Right.
I think going to Erie and going to Presque Isle and that, if you go to Presque Isle, go to Ashmore Hollow. Matter of fact, I'd like it down there on Peninsula Drive, the old drive-in movie theater that shut down. That would be a good place to go. At night would be Waldemeer Park. You're talking about one of the oldest roller coasters in the world ever. Is it Waldemeer?
Right. All right. Well, apparently this freaking video isn't going to play. It doesn't like me. But if you look up Fresno night crawlers, you should be able to see the original video. Or if you watched Fact or Fake, you've seen it on there. You're the best. Were you singing that?
Who?
You.
I know, I sounded pretty good, didn't I? What river are you near, Distracted? Distracted says immediately find a body in the river near them.
Wow. That's kind of creepy. That could be Lockbeard. Maybe they can't even perceive humans.
It's not weird. Think about where we live, and every year when the snow melts.
He's talking about the night crawlers, honey.
What, finding a body in a river is a night crawler?
No, the aliens we were just talking about.
I understand, but look at what Distracted just wrote. Every year they find a body in the river near me.
I was talking about another comment.
Okay, now I got you. We were on two different comments at the same time.
Right.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That would be, yeah, that's creepy. All right, next story is woman claims she raised a baby Bigfoot. This happened in Avondale, Louisiana. This happened between the years of 1964 and 1972. A woman claims she helped raise a Bigfoot between the years 1964 and 72. L. McCuddy, 70, says she found the animal when he was a baby, abandoned in the swamps of Louisiana. He was so little and so cute. I had to do something about it. He was so defenseless, just laying there next to the mud and water, curled up crying like a baby. His parents were either dead or they had abandoned him, the ex-farmer said. The hominid, Melicini explained, was 20 pounds and he had a hairless face that did not look like a human nor a monkey. He accepted me as a friend right away. I took him home only for 3 nights to nurse him back to health. In a course of those 3 days, she fed the Bigfoot anything she had on hand, from lettuce and tomatoes to eggs and goat milk. And he liked tomatoes very much. He'd take them away from my hands and eat them whole. His favorite ones were the brandywine, although he seemed to enjoy the cherry tomatoes also. Why did it do that? After releasing the animal back into the wildness, it kept coming back. She said
she fed it.
She said that, well, yeah, she's not saying it in a bad way. She has a small house, so every time he came back, usually during evening, when most people weren't around, I'd give him more food. She lived in a house as a single woman and had no children, which made it easier for her to keep the secret. He was my friend. Even though he couldn't speak well, sometimes he'd say the words that I taught him in English. Words like tomato or food or love and hungry. Eventually, she says, the beast grew up, and one night Melicidi received an unusual but pleasant surprise. He brought a friend with him. At first, the other guy was shy, hiding behind the bushes. But little by little, he began to trust me too. So there we were, sitting on my porch, two Bigfoots and I having dinner under the moon. When people in the town began using the CB radios, she said, the Bigfoots didn't visit them as much. Then I had to move out because of my age, but I knew they are still there. A big group of Bigfoots. I taught them about hunters and other people that might hurt them and not trust any humans. I shouldn't be telling you this, but maybe my old age betrayed me. Melikatis did not want to give away the location where the alleged events occurred, but she promised that Bigfoots are real and that they happen to be excellent creatures. They're docile and better than most people. And by the way, they don't smell bad like some idiots say.
Nicole, they didn't have cameras back then.
They had cameras in 72. When asked about the evidence, such as pictures, there you go, she replied that she has some and she keeps in a secret spot. She goes, oh, you rascal. The only reason I want to tell you my story is to show you the world that these animals are beautiful creatures. But I would never, ever, ever betray my best friends. I have given you the story, tell it, and that's all. Only another person besides you knows my secret now, my friend. And it's my friend Maggie who contacted you about it.
So here's my question. You want to convince people and make them believe that these creatures actually exist.
I don't think she wants to convince people.
That's what you just said.
She just...
That they are wonderful, beautiful creatures.
Right.
Then show us proof that they're really real. If you got pictures, show it.
I feel like she, at 90 years old, just like anybody that's had an experience, I don't give a shit what you think about my experience. I know what happened. Therefore,
calm down there, bright one.
No, I'm just saying this is my testimony. And
I get what you want. I get what you're saying. I do. And Jack even brings up a good point. He says, sounds like a happy story to tell kids so they don't have nightmares.
Right. But I think a 90-year-old woman, I mean, what the hell? She just wanted to tell her story and get it out there.
Was she senile? I mean, was it dementia? Was she, I mean, Alzheimer's? She just creating her own. But I understand what you're saying. And she just felt good saying it.
Right. And it says if Maggie's her other friend that contacted them about this. And she said that she also spoke of not wanting to do any future interviews and asked to be left alone. She is planning to publish her secret journal someday, she said. And it would be definitely interesting. Let me see if I'm going to search her name real quick. See if it got out there. Because that book.
I try luck, beer. I do.
Bullshit. This is my podcast.
Has nothing to do with the podcast. Hey, Jacob.
Hey, Jacob. How you doing, hon? Long no see. I hope all is well with you. I don't see any books or anything, unfortunately.
How long ago was this story?
In 2014.
Okay, and she was 90 years old then.
Yeah.
So she would be 97 now. I doubt if she's writing a book.
No, her secret. Apparently she kept journals. That's the way I'm taking it anyway.
Okay. All right. The way I understood it is she was supposed to compound it into a book.
Right. No, it says she is planning to publish her secret journal someday.
Well, okay, publish your secret journal. So you're making it's basically a book. Does she have more than one journal?
It doesn't say.
Okay. Wow,
I do exist all if you were. See, that's why Jack, obviously being new to this part of this side of the things, I honestly think Bigfoots are interdimensional. I really do. That's just my way of thinking. Just because of that fact that no one's found them, but they've been sighted years. I mean, for many, many years. I listen to a lot of native lore and just,
And like we talked about, all of a sudden, you see Sasquatch here, and another on a hunt for him, but disappears. Now he's over here in this state.
right, right,
So I think they do have a time travel portal where, okay, there's too many people looking for me. I got to go. And I'm
right.
out.
My thoughts on it is basically is I believe that
Answer
again.
Danielle real quick.
Oh,
She says, "Hey,
yeah.
Ma,
Of course you can call me later. I got to work today, as usual. But yeah. What?
I got to work today as usual." You sound like me.
I know, right?
You know what, Lightbeard? That's true. She could have the. You know what? I'm grandma. I'm going to tell you my story.
Yeah, exactly. I believe that's what it was. It's just basically.
And when you grew up as a child, sat on grandma's lap, and she told you stories, what'd you do? You sat there and you looked at her contently.
Yep, exactly.
And you believed every word that came out of her mouth.
I saw pictures of someone who found hands of a dead Bigfoot, but it looked like hands of a gorilla. Well, they're supposed to be like in between. But yeah, Spitfire said they bury their own. I can understand that. I believe they do. But again, like I said, I feel like they are interdimensional. As what I mean to that is like, how we talk about seeing spirits, seeing, different things and that. If you're open enough, you'll be able to see them. If not,
That's like I agree with the paranormal part of that part, because like I've told you before, if the spirit wants you to see it, you will see it.
Yeah.
If it wants you to hear it, you'll hear it. But if it doesn't want you to know anything, you ain't gonna see it. You ain't gonna hear it. You ain't even gonna know it's there. So in that kind of conclusion, I agree. So yeah, maybe the grandma story is real.
Just like when, not last year, the year before. I think it was the year before. Anyway, where I had that feeling out in that little wood patch. And again, someday I'll get a shot of what that wood patch looks like. It's just a small little thing of woods that is behind the hotel. And
Oh, this little patch of woods?
yeah. And I just got that feeling. Like,
there's something in there.
Right. And I swear to God, I seen those little freaking warrior men. I don't even know what to call them. What do you call the people that are like in the Amazon, the little people with the spears and do you know what I'm talking about?
But I've never seen little people in the Amazon. They always were huge.
I don't know. I'm thinking of the horror movie, I
I
think.
want to go back to this. Well, that went fucking quick.
I want to go back to investigate the vampire crypt at Erie Cemetery.
That would be interesting. And I've heard a couple of times that apparently that crypt has been opened. Whether it's true or not, I don't know.
It could be pygmies. Is that the ones?
That sounds correct.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe it is. It could be. But I swear they were like lined up, like there was something that they were protecting. And all of a sudden I just got this wash of like that feeling of I'm being watched. I was nervous.
That could have been another thing too. Like we just said, brownies? Like from
No.
the movie.
No. I know what brownies are. No, it wasn't brownies.
You know what I don't like about Restream Chat?
What?
I can't scroll up or down when I'm live in the show over here. I gotta go over to my other screen. To scroll up and down.
But yeah, They were, I swear to God, they were like lined up on the woods. And you all right? Oh, cramp. Bananas.
Fuck you. I'm gonna shoot you with a goddamn bottle rocket. Oh, it was not like a fucking Charlie horse. It's just that one fucking tendon.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's not. Yeah, that is your leg, isn't it?
Yeah. They want to put me in a fucking hospital.
Brownies are like Cub Scouts.
No, they're not. Because brownies you can eat. I ain't eating no Cub
I thought he had to pee too, Gil. I didn't see the way he raised up like that. I was like, oh, he had to go, but it wasn't that. You okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I went to move and it just wanted to lock right then and there. And it was like, oh, no, you ain't.
Right.
Not today.
But yeah, I saw the spears. I saw the shields. And I
She
just
saw
got
their
that.
little eyes.
I didn't see the eyes, but I was just like, yeah, I know. But I was just, a feeling washed over me. And if anybody asked me, yes, I swear to God that there could have, I believe that there was a Bigfoot in those woods that day, that night.
Now think about it though. That day you thought you seen that dog run into the woods.
Yeah, I thought, but yeah.
Okay, but now you're passing it off. Was it a bear?
Right.
Because their dog went. Could it have been a baby Bigfoot?
Maybe it could have been. Now you're gonna make me go back and think of that time.
See, so hurry back, Nicole.
But they were definitely, hurry back, Nicole. They were definitely like protecting something. That's why I think that there was a Bigfoot there.
That's all right, Heather. I used to be a Boy Scout till I ate a brownie.
I think Bigfoot. I think Bigfoot are really intelligent. I really do.
It's not. They are so far beyond what we're capable of. That's how they elude us.
Yeah.
It's Spitfire, to be honest. I honestly think that you can't say big feet. I mean, Bigfoot. They're smart. I do believe they have the ability to travel through time. And that's true. Because it just, you hear them, they're hunting him here, they're hunting him here, they're closing in on him, and then gone.
Heather, I was looking up and see there used to be a brownie. And I know he's commented on there, but I used to be a brownie as well. And all I could think of, there is something in my pocket that belongs across my face.
Across your face?
Okay. Yeah, it's a smile in your pocket. Basically.
Oh, is that right? What they call it? Well, it could be.
And that's all I could think of. And that's from the brownies.
You leave that alone, you stupid.
Exactly. Matter of fact,
Where the hell did that go?
Jack said, we have animals we know about with camouflage abilities. I think they must be camouflage. A lot of times, yeah, the hairs. Because their hairs are different. That's the reason that they're the ones that...
they're not gray. They're see-through. They're opaque.
The opaque, yeah. Yeah, we've talked about that before, me and Eddie, and maybe even here I've talked about it, but the... like our DNA our hair DNA has a strand. Our hairs have a strand in there. And usually when they find when they find hairs that can't be identified, whatever this hair is that they think is Bigfoot doesn't have that strip in the middle of it. Somebody put something in the brownie. Yeah, hiding in plain sight. Yes, exactly. Well, see, there was a story back in the day too that where a native had seen a Bigfoot, had looked up and seen a Bigfoot, and he said that he saw the Bigfoot crouch down and go like this, and then all of a sudden it was like gone. So I do believe, and if you watch the last Bigfoot, not Hunters, I forgot what it is, where the lady from that does the apes, she that show that made me think of basically hiding in plain sight as well. Like they could see something on the wow, I can't even think today. Um the infrared, not the infrared, the FLIR camera, and but there was nothing there. They had people over there, and there's nothing there. I no, not Jane Goodall. I can't think of her name.
But there's also situations you have to watch for too. These people that can spot a Bigfoot and this and that.
Yes, Expedition Bigfoot. Thank you. Sorry, go ahead.
Are they close to military bases? Are they close to training grounds? Could it be guys in ghillie suits?
Right? Yeah, yeah.
So there could be a lot of false sightings, and I'm not saying they are, but you got to give and take into the surroundings of where they're at.
That's true. That is true. That's true. Coco is an ape woman. She was. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of information. All right, Jake, have a good day, hon.
Thanks for stopping in, Jake.
Could be, Jack. Could be.
My
Could
shit's
cold blood.
lagging in all different areas.
Well, usually you have your YouTube up. That's what
I got it up. Oh, cold-blooded maybe. No, I don't think they are. I think they were a warm-blooded animal.
I don't know. I mean, oh, watch out. Andy's back and he's fed and coffeeed.
Have a breast day. Make TC. I'm Heather.
Yes.
Dr.
Mirror, yeah.
Yes, and Coco loved that woman.
No, not Dr. Mir, not her.
Who's the one that
Jane Goodall.
Who taught Coco sign language and that?
Jane Goodall.
Mm-hmm. Do y'all remember the ape that just died not too long ago?
That's what would Coco.
Oh, was it? I thought no. The name wasn't. Her name wasn't Coco.
Welcome back, Nicole.
I don't think that.
Yeah.
The one that screamed and cried when the guy that raised her took care of her.
No, that was another one. I don't know the name of that one.
But it was now able to die in peace.
We love you, Nicole. All right, so next story. First let me say, do I believe that she could have raised a baby? Yeah, I believe she could have. I think she had that beautiful heart that you know what I mean?
She had that grandma.
Yeah.
But it could have just been a hairy kid with a fucking hormone dysfunction. And she was too poor to buy razors. I'm just kidding.
I know. I know. Okay. So let's look into this Village of the Dead, the enduring mystery of Lake Anjikuni. In the dark northern winter of 1930, an entire village filled with men, women, and children all vanished. Even the dead were missing from their graves. It's since been known as the Lake Anjikuni mystery, one of Canada's most enduring unsolved cases. During the harsh Canadian winter of 1930, battling falling snow, am I saying that right, Freaky? I don't know if you're or Heather. I don't know if you're around that area, those areas, but anyway. Battling falling snow and the biting cold, a weary fur trapper, Joe LaBelle, went in search of safe haven. When he came into an Inuit village, Lake Anjikuni, I'm going to have a problem saying that, all was eerily silent. where in previous visits he had enjoyed the warmth and company of and the busy and bustling community. Now there was only an empty village. Upon investigating, he found fires still burning, food, food stocks intact, and the villagers' belongings all in place. Yet, as he searched, it was clear that the people had vanished. Stranger still, even the dead had disappeared from their graves. So began one of Canada's most remarkable mysteries, one that continues to haunt the vast northern wilderness to this day. Claiming the title of the second largest country by sheer mass, Canada has a population of fewer than 40 million people. Much of its lands are extremely isolated and completely uninhabited. Lake Ngikuni is located in the province of, Nunavut, which is home to the most northern.
Your butt. What?
Northern continuously inhabited place in the world, and the settlement of the Alert sits just 500 miles from the North Pole. So it's fitting that the chilling story comes from a place so far north and so far from civilization.
And the funny part is, though, is we're closer to the North Pole than 500 miles.
Right? Along the shores of Lake Ngikuni, the people made their home. That's where they made their home. Connected to the Kazan River, the abundance of trout and pike first attracted them to the fertile fishing grounds, and they in turn enriched the lands with their culture and mystical tales of spirits and beasts, the most famous being that of the fearsome Wendigo. But then one cold night in November of 1930, the stories faded and the terrible silence descended upon the village. During the particular hard winter, fur trapper Joe LaBelle was exploring the northern part of the country when he decided to seek shelter. He was no stranger to the area, and the people of the lake was an active spot for trappers and trade. But upon entering the village, all LaBelle found was silence. After initial search, it soon became clear that the village had been abandoned in a hurry. He found a fire, still smoking with fresh stew cooking over it. When he moved to inspect the dwellings of the villagers, he discovered weapons, large stocks of food, and their belongings still in place. And as to the whereabouts of the approximate 30 men, women, and children that called the village home, he couldn't find any trace. Suspecting something terrible had happened to the villagers and knowing that they would never desert their habitable place for no reason or leave behind precious resources, upon inspecting of the storehouse he found was still full of trout, LaBelle went looking for evidence of the sudden departure, but he couldn't find any footsteps or prints in the snow. Despite the promise of food and shelter, he could not bring himself to stay in the deserted village and hike to the nearest telegraph station to send word. Hours later, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police arrived. As the Mounties traveled to the village, they were joined by trapper Armand Laurent and his two sons. They asked Laurent and his sons if they had seen anything odd in the area recently, to which Laurent admitted that he had seen a mysteriously gleaming object in the sky a few days earlier. He said the object was airborne and it was capable of changing shape, and that he had headed to the direction of the lake.
Coming with me, you're going to the drunk tank.
Okay.
I mean, you're explaining this to authorities.
In
right?
the 1930s, definitely.
So, this would be like watching a fucking episode of Andy Griffith, where you got, what's his name, that locks himself in a fucking cell.
Right, yeah.
So, but try to convince somebody back then that I know what I seen.
That's true, Andy. Did you see Andy's?
And now that thing was over known. That thing is known.
So, the RCMP troop arrived in the town and met with LaBelle. While they were there, they were able to confirm his strange account and make a few more discoveries of their own. On the outskirts of town, in the village burial grounds, they found open and empty graves. The desolation of the resting place for a body is not only an illegal act in most communities, but considered a heinous taboo to the native people.
Well, yeah, you're disrupting the resting ground. And when it comes to, I guess most cultures are different than the natives. The natives truly believe when they are laid to rest, they are laid to rest. Do not disturb that ground. That's where they will sleep the rest of their life.
Right? Yeah, exactly. The Mounties did not believe it to be the work of animals, given the ground was frozen hard, and that the unearthing of the bodies would require tools. The presence of stacked rocks next to each grave only added to their suspicions. The Mounties immediately ordered a search party for the missing villagers, but failed to find any evidence of where the missing villagers were or what happened to them. They did, however, discover a pack of dogs on the outskirts of the village that had died of starvation before being covered by snow. This unnerved the party, considering massive stores of food and shelter were only meters from where the dogs had reportedly died. Though some historical researchers later claim the dogs had been tied up when they were found, it still leaves the question of how they managed to die so quickly when it was apparent the village had been abandoned only hours before LaBelle's initial arrival.
Well, on that fact, I think I can call bullshit because if the dog is that hungry and it's only on a rope, it's not like today where they put them on a chain.
Right, yeah, yeah.
That dog is that goddamn hungry. That dog getting off that rope. Well, he's got to chew through the rope or whatnot, but you're not gonna just. They're not gonna just die on the rope. Being 20 feet from food.
Right. As if this tale weren't strange enough, here we'll talk about that, Andy. RCMP officers stated they saw mysterious pulsing lights in the sky above Lake Anjikuni while investigating the scene. Now, lights in the sky of northern Canada is not abnormal. The northern lights are beautiful. They're a natural phenomenon that can be seen from even the most southern parts of the country. But the lights these search and rescue men found were not like the natural wonders they were used to seeing. Now, mind you, they live there, so they know it's like us. If we saw glowing green over the mountains, we know that's the northern lights.
The northern lights. Sometimes pink.
Right, yeah, but I mean, you know what they look like and how they moved and stuff like that. So if you seeing those and they're not the normal northern lights, that can be scary.
I'm going back inside.
Yeah, they said the lights they saw on the horizons were bluish and pulsing, unlike the northern lights. Much like the entire case, the lights were never explained. After a long and onerous investigation, the RCMP officers used berries found nearby to determine the villagers had been gone for almost 2 months. Then how the fuck is the fire still going?
Aliens.
This begged the question who had been using their village site if they were gone and why.
Because I don't think they were completely gone. I think they just went into hiding.
But why?
Society sucks.
There's nobody going up there but vermin and traitors.
Society sucks.
Okay. The first press accounted an ordeal appeared in the newspaper La Pesa, Manitoba, where reporter Emmett Kelleher first published a story on the disappearance in 1930, or in November of 1930. Shortly thereafter, another newspaper, the Danville Bee of Quebec, published the story as well. The report that propelled the case into national spotlight was an article published in the Halifax Herald that named the abandoned location the Village of the Dead in its headline. From there, the story circulated to countless newspapers, of course, because that's, that all sells.
Paper. So.
So, with interest in the case renewed because it came back out in 1951, this, of course, all happened in the 1930s. But the papers, it's like the web. How many times we're seeing a story, and it's from 1930, right? With interest in the case renewed, further research was conducted into the two separate investigations. It was discovered that LaBelle was new to the Northern Territories and not a seasoned trapper that he claimed to be. It was also came to light that Emmett Keller, who was well known to be a sensationalist journalist, who had often written stories about the wild North for the sake of dramatic headline. The final word on the matter paints LaBelle as an inexperienced trapper who didn't have the knowledge or the experience to know what he saw at the abandoned village, and the initial newspaper report was largely based on Keller's wild imagination and hearsay. Well, I mean, he didn't say much except that the fire was still going and that.
No, if you read what Blackbeard said and what Jack said, Blackbeard says a frequency anomaly might have isolated the dogs from their food on an energetic level. The food could be right in front of them, but untouchable.
Maybe.
Then Jack turned right around and says, what was the action to make them run? If a visitor comes to your territory, you would only fear if they made you fear them.
Right.
Both of them have outstanding points right there.
Definitely. Oh, I agree.
Surely the CMP would have officially reported the journey. But
well, the RCMP ruled that the disappearance as a seasonal or permanent abandonment given the nomadic nature of the people, though they noted it was odd for them to leave behind their weapons and provisions.
Kind of like that one story you covered that one time, but then the 6 people that were doing that research through college.
The dive in Russia?
And they all left, they all left the tent, all their clothes, everything left behind, but they found them dead.
Right, but they think now it was a small avalanche.
Really?
That made them run out of the tents.
I don't buy that. Because you're going to grab some kind of something that you can try to keep in communication with. But they had nothing.
Right.
What did I tell you all the time when we have when an earthquake happens here? What's the first thing I tell you to grab?
Sit down. Oh, you tell me not to move, but...
Well, that's true. But then when it's time to go, what's the first thing I tell you to grab?
My phone.
Grab your phone.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what's weird. That's what makes me weird, Andy said it would be odd for anyone to leave their homes in the middle of winter for anything more than a day or so. That's true.
Well, even Lockbeard says, where are the dead at?
Yeah.
Their graves are all dug up and gone?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah. So many do not take the RCMP's official stance with much credence, which has left the case wide open for some colorful alternative conclusions. A popular theory passed around by a UFO enthusiast is largely based upon the accounts of the RCMP officers who witnessed the strange lights in the skies during the initial investigation. That and the odd flying object reported by the Lawrence. They speculate that the natives were the victims of a mass alien abduction taken directly from their homes. But why they're dead? Other theories delve into the natives' core belief system and that the malevolent spirits in their pantheon. While the Wendigo is an alluring option, considering it seems to have become the patron forest monster of Canada, some believe that the natives' sky god, Torngus, I'm not even going to say that, was responsible. If something otherworldly was indeed involved, another popular theory is that the members of the village were somehow pulled into another dimension.
Welcome back, Heather.
Welcome back, Heather.
I had to try to slide that in there while you take a breath to speak the next sentence.
As is often the case, the truth about what really happened at the lake has become distorted. With the passing of time, fact has given way to fiction, making distinction between the two nearly impossible. Yet the story, as at heart, remains an odd one to tell, with no real conclusion, either rational or supernatural, if it even happened at all. The mysterious fates of those missing villagers is a popular ghost story to share around a campfire, especially when told in the night sky in the wilds of Canada North.
Well, again, this is why I'm not going to say I'm mad. I got kind of disappointed yesterday. I had a shot at going down to 2 cemeteries that were the town was completely wiped out in 1964. It was called Valdez. It was called the old Valdez. We live in New Valdez. They only moved us, 18 miles down the road?
Something like that, yeah.
And I actually had a shot. I got a guy that he was going to take me. He's got a gun.
That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest.
He's got a gun.
We're good with a gun.
So, but I didn't get to go. And there's one cemetery down there that it hasn't even been talked about in years. They're all Asian people.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that one?
Yeah.
And I wanted to go hit these, and it just didn't work out the way I wanted it to yesterday morning. So I'm just kind of curious. Sometimes, is it a bear we see? Is it a bear that gets our attention? Or is it a Bigfoot passing through?
Right. The top of it was moved. It wasn't like... I don't think that they were like burying bodies back then in the wild, like we bury bodies in coffins and stuff.
I think they just put them under a stone.
Yeah. This happened in 1930.
Yeah, that's when you seen them rock mounds.
That's why they said, right? Didn't they say in that story that the rocks were?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was your casket.
Yeah, basically.
Don't worry, guys. The day's coming. We're gonna get down there. We will get down there. As long as this guy sticks around, he's got a gun. I'm good to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Not going.
That's the biggest part. We're not packing people, so we don't. We go out there in the woods. We're going do. Come on, little bear.
Yeah, you better have about 20 people with you, and they all better have fucking guns.
It's in Canada, Blackbeard. I believe up near. Well, it's out. Oh crap. Let me see if I can. Lake. What did I say it was?
You didn't.
I did. Lake Anjikuni. Or I'll put it in the chat so you
can... they ain't one of the Great Lakes, I can tell you that.
No, it's in Canada.
So is Lake Erie.
No, it's not.
Lake Erie, really?
Yeah, really. You want to write? You want really? Me living in Western New York. You really want to fight me on that?
Lake Erie never touches Canada.
No.
Oh no, you're right. You got Huron, Superior, on Ontario.
Ontario touches Canada.
Look at, I'm still remembering the fucking Great Lakes, though. I'm fucking surprised with that.
Right. There it is, Lake Anjikuni.
Do you think everyone who searches for this had weapons?
Hey, Bridget, welcome.
How you doing, Bridget? Ask is maybe that's why they are not seeing. You're talking back in the 1930s, though.
Well, we had guns back then, right?
I'm not sure, but I think so. I think this when revolvers and that first started coming out.
But this was, they had to because they were trappers up there.
That doesn't mean they had guns.
No, I know. I'm not saying that.
I think back in the 1930s, I think they had revolvers. They started coming out with shotguns and shit like that.
Yeah. Okay, the next is another Indian legend, but a lot of people have seen this, and the reason, like I said, I had to look what it was. I had to look it up because I came across it. When I do a lot of research, I look at like different places having um, different experiences, and I came across this one. It's called NW Hikers, which is, like I said, it's a hiking community that get together and talk about things.
But you also look at the commonality between the two.
Right, right. Thank you, Freaky Geek, for the ice cream. And I came across the Stick Indians. It's
They're
just like,
the ones that only ate raisin beans.
is that what it is?
I don't know. I was just, I've seen gravestones here as early as 1900. Heather, here, if I can get to the cemetery, they're going to be predated well before that.
Thank you, Freaky Geek, for the lemon.
And I really want to try to get there. But it's cool when you see tombstones that old. It makes you wonder their life, their history, what they go through. So that's actually pretty damn cool. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh, that's okay.
Go ahead.
No, you're fine. You're fine. So these stick people, right? Now there is a stick person paranormal. I've talked about that a little bit, and I'm still looking for stories on that. But we'll definitely discuss. This is stick people that have to do with Indian folklore. Okay. It says, have you ever seen an animal that you just didn't behave quite right? Maybe it was the way it stared you down or the way it moved, but it just wasn't normal. If you're like many people, you've experienced this. It's an experience that fills you with dread. This is the basis of one of the lesser known Native American legends that appeared on Reddit fairly recently. And from what we've read, it's nothing short of traumatically scary. Welcome back, Freaky Geek. Stick people or stick Indians are an evil race of shape-shifting monsters that live in the woods and prey on human beings. Nothing pleases them more than striking fear into humans and killing them in a brutal, savage ways.
Yeah, yes.
When Stickman is around, forest will suddenly go quiet. You'll notice an animal that might be a bit too large or acting a bit strange. The more you stare at the animal, the more you'll experience a feeling of like a gripping life or death dread. That is, if the stick person actually decides to shapeshift into an animal. Sometimes it literally will be a mass of sticks that start to carry you away on to their lair before they rip you to shreds, not sheds.
I was going to comment.
If you're if you're female, watch out. You may disappear because one may take you as a wife. Chilling, these creatures are also known for making a trademark chatter. According to legends, anyone who sees one of these creatures in their true form will end up losing their mind.
Well, it's like they say anybody who sees God in their true form, they go blind.
Right.
So is it a myth? Or is it, because I know I've never seen God in His true light, but how has it ever been proven that somebody come up missing to become a wife? You know what I mean?
Right. Well, the Stick Indians and the northern West Indian tribes, particularly in the Salish, they have a tale of particularly malevolent and dangerous being that dwells deep in the forest of the Northwest. They are known primarily as Stick Indians. Physically, their description changed from tribe to tribe. Many legends acknowledge that they at least somewhat resemble other Native Americans. For example, the majority of tribes described are about as tall as any other Native Americans. However, this isn't universally true. For example, of the Nez Perce, like they're the little people, right?
I thought it was the pygmies.
Well, them too, but there's different, native tribes. The stick. Oh, go ahead.
You just kind of confused me there a little bit. We were talking about the little people earlier. They were pygmies.
Right. Well, what they're saying is that with the stick people or the stick Indians, it depends on what native tribe you're talking to, of how tall and how, you know what I mean?
I get it now.
Okay.
But at first I'm thinking, I thought that because you said a name, and I was like, I thought that was pygmies.
Gotta give the boy points.
Oh,
Exactly.
that came back. No, okay.
Exactly. Gotta give the boy points.
Little people always
What the fart?
Yep. Like,
the stick Indians are seldom seen. They're almost completely nocturnal, and it is said that their language does not mimic human speech, but instead sounds like birds or other animals. They primarily hunted and fished to feed themselves, and seem to not have any permanent settlement. They were clothed with deerskin or other fixin from the forest. It is believed that these creatures got their name Stick Indians because they dwell in the forest and share many traits with the animals of the forest rather than typical tribes. Other inspirations for the nickname Stick Indians are believed to come from the puckish habit of thrusting sticks into teepees, lodges, or individuals while they slept. Similar to the Pukwudgies, these beings were not a problem until they are. So they're just hanging around until you destroy one of their homes, then you fucked with their homes. Now they're going to mess with you. Many stick only the difference between Pukwudgies and Pukwudgies are creepy in their own right. They'll fuck with you.
who does?
Pukwudgies.
Pukwudgies.
Yeah. They're a type of fairy with brownies with that area. But but stick Indians will kill you, where Pukwudgies will fuck with you. Do you know what I mean? And make you go mad in your own right. But stick Indians, they're vengeful.
So stick Indians think that you steal their ground, you steal their people, their souls, their property, and that, and so they're going to kill you.
If you fuck with them, yes.
Now, how do you know if you're fucking with them if you don't know where the fuck they're at?
Well, let's read and see. Many stick.
You're the one that stopped and started talking.
Right. Well, I was showing the difference between what Pukwudgies do and what stick Indians do. Many stick Indians will play pranks on villagers during the night when they come across them. These pranks, while annoying, are fairly mild. For example, they would steal the fish from their nets, take off with the food, and remove men's clothes. However, when threatened by other tribes or when tribes interfere with their lives, the powers of these creatures would soon be on display. Stick Indians were incredibly vindictive and always sought revenge. It's believed that stick Indians have some powers of mental persuasion, although the range of power differs. I'm sure it's whatever tribe you're talking to. Some believe that they have the power to hypnotize or cause instant insanity. Almost every tribe agrees that they are able to induce dread, confusion, and anxiety to humans, especially humans wandering alone.
But I hope I can say this right. I think anytime that you walk alone, sit alone, you want your alone time, is when shit either gets in your brain, makes you say shit you don't mean to say, makes you feel things you ain't never felt before, or things you don't want to feel that you do want to feel. It makes your mind a fuck, excuse me, an effed up mess. And I think that's how the past, the present, and everything in between learns how to screw with you.
Right. Well, it says one of the ways they accomplish this through disorienting, through disorienting, right? A traveler by whistling or mimicking animal noises. Many people have disappeared were thought to have been taken by stick Indians as punishment for disrespecting them. Children specifically were warned of stick Indians and wandering into the forest at night because the stick Indians stole them away and brought them up to act as wives and slaves. Now, this one story from the hiker here.
Sorry, I'm talking to a senior.
Okay.
Trying to figure out what happened with Derry.
So, this is it. This is what this hiker said, right? This is it. Hey, Bates Gamer, how are you? Yes, this is live.
How you doing, Bates?
So,
the show might be live, but I might not be. But yeah.
So this is what like I said, this is from an actual hiker that is not into the paranormal or anything like that. So it says, okay, here's the deal. Stick Indians. New Year's Eve, 1991, my wife and I were walking in Boulder Cave at about 8 or 9 p.m. There was very little snow on the trail, just a skiff. It was a clear, brilliant night. No moon, but crisp stars and an occasional cloud. It was dark, but we had flashlights and warm clothes, and we were walking to meet some friends and spend the night in the cave to celebrate New Year's Eve. If you're wondering, we were both sober, having met a few years earlier in AA.
No, we're not. Base Gamer, no, we're not talking about Skinwalker or Wendigos.
Nope. Kind of similar to skinwalkers. They're called stick Indians. But they're similar to skinwalkers.
They are.
It says back then the USFS wasn't worried about bats, and you could hike into a cave at any time of the year. Now it closes in the fall to preserve some near mystical bats that may or may not live in the cave. No one has ever seen the bats except for scientists, and they're just probably pulling our legs. So it says, as we made the way up our trail, it was well made, not very steep. Winding through the darkened pines, we could hear children's voices in the distance, like a schoolyard or a playground, or just a yard full of happy children running and yelling and laughing far, far away. At first, we tried to think of what it could be. Maybe someone in a cabin or people staying at Camp Roganunda. But on our way, we had seen no cars or tracks or signs of anyone else in the area.
I think my chair's fixing to fall apart. Remember that square falling on the floor the other day?
Yeah. Hey, Ryan.
I'm starting to get a little worried. What's up, Ryan? No, my chair's creaking a lot. Okay. If y'all hear me scream like a little girl, don't worry about it. I'll be all right.
So Rogananda was closed down tight, no camps, lights, or fires off in the distance or by the road. What was a large group of children doing playing loudly in the distance, right? It's getting late. There should be no freaking children in the woods. Thank you for the follow, Bates Gamer.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Oh, subscribe.
Ryan said, that isn't your chair, Eddie. Those are your bones. I have the same problem.
You know what? I would agree with you if I went to stand up, but I haven't tried to stand up. Well, it might be head twisted. It could have been my hip.
I can understand that, Jack. I could understand that. With old stories, I question if it's just humans, because Chinese whispers and description of others, like we describe different races that we live with today.
Freaky says, Eddie, don't play with the nutcracker like that, sir.
That's a good way
I live with a fucking nutcracker.
So, anyway, they were going on their way, and they said there was an odd, consistent quality to the laughing children's noise. It faded in and out of hearing, just on the edge of being there, but carried by the wind as from a great distance, funneled and shaped by the mountains and trees and streams, until it found our ears, then back out again. They were laughing, yelling, calling, shouting, playing children. fading in and out, and we would stop and listen till he went away, then walked a few dozen more yards to stop and listen again. He'd say, "Do you hear that? Do you hear that?" And would wonder to each other what it could be. On and on as we walked up the trail, the children haunted us, laughing and screaming and yelling just beyond reason and hearing, like sound waves coming through the flame of a campfire. Ghost voices traveling on the crisp night air. Anyway, we got to the cave and told our friends about it and puzzled together, but forgot about it. And while played our flutes and listened to new age music on a boombox with cassette tapes. And burned candles and talked philosophy and mystery and deep meaning around the fire until wee hours of the morning. It was a wonderful time. Walking out, something had changed subtly. The woods seemed a bit ominous. Maybe we were just tired, but as we made our way down the trail, my wife spotted something odd propped against the base of a tree. It was meant to be found, I think, by us, I believe. We thought at the time that it had been left by us by whoever or whatever made the laughing noises. As older and more cynical as I am now, I can still believe that that is or could be true, though it certainly wasn't the work of children. So the object, and I have a picture of it, it is impossible to adequately describe the object. My mind stubbornly refuses to remember it as a whole. I remember the day of the construction. Oh no, this isn't the same picture I got, but anyway, of its size and general shape. My picture said it was a man in a figure of a human. I have to believe her because I'm trying to picture it and my mind draws a blank. Its construction was nothing I've ever seen before or since. It was a small abstract figurine woven of tiny sticks, moss, pine needles, and lichen. The bear's hair, moss,
The bear's hair. It almost sounds like a rhyme that you're going to do.
had been braided in an individual strands into tiny ropes, which wove in and out of the bits of lichen and tiny sticks around some bigger sticks, smaller than a diameter, smaller than a pencil. The main framework of the small stick had lashed together with what looked like an inner bark of cedar, and it was woven into the braids and the tiny ropes. The workmanship was so intricate and subtle and bizarre that we picked it up and looked at it. We were amazed, then we were a little bit shocked. It was unworldly, yet complex and woven and weaved from woodland materials, seeming gathered at random with great skill, and assembled with patience and practice by tiny, nimble hands. For what purpose? We had no idea. Welcome back, cute goth gamer. Girl. I know I said that wrong, but...
No, yeah, I think you said it right.
So he said the damn thing was weird. It was easily to dismiss the laughing children as a natural phenomenon. The wind, our imaginations, or just some strange, happening that had a perfectly logical explanation. But the figurine was real, and it wasn't on the trail side on the way up.
So this figurine has moved.
No, it wasn't there when they made their way up. They found it when they came out of the cave.
On the trail.
Yeah.
So, oh.
Yeah. So he said, I put it in my pack, took it home, and kept it for a while. Always examining it closely for clues about I don't know what, but he said the thing was creepy and he goes, I feel it was full of bad magic. And after a while, I just threw it away. Fast forward, this incident got filed away in my memory, and I gradually forgot about it mostly. A few years later, in the mid-90s, I got a job working for a local tribe. This job involved lots of downtime, and my native coworker and I would talk about life and stories. So one day I casually recounted the story, or the series of events, and when I got to the part about the laughing children, his head snapped around, and he became alert and acutely interested. He quizzed me about every detail, and I recounted the story as I told it here. He was a reticent guy, but he told me point blank that we'd run into stick Indians and explained briefly what stick Indians are. Warning, do not bring the subject of stick Indians with natives.
And there were the little pygmies?
No.
Which ones were those?
We've talked about too many native traditions today, have we
That's
not?
why I'm like, I'm so goddamn confused.
No, stick Indians they're like skinwalkers.
Okay. But
okay, anyways, well, so go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go on. Finish the story.
It is a forbidden subject. Trust me, natives don't like talking about stick Indians. I've never heard of them. Now, I'm Seneca, but of course, I'm not seeped in my tradition either. But I've never heard of stick Indians before. Stick people, yes, but not stick Indians. So, it's impolite to bring up the conversation. Anyway, briefly, the true...
Hey, who is that? Baddest Gamer?
That's the one that just subscribed, honey.
Oh, it is? Well, no, you got to remember, I'm not... Hold on, watch this.
There you go.
Holy shit, I can fucking see.
Okay, briefly, the true nature and physical attributes of a stick Indians are unknown. No one to my knowledge has ever encountered a stick Indian and survived to talk about it. So the myth was recounted to me, and what little I can find to read about them is that stick Indians are small, vicious, and cunning. They're semi-man-like, but are about 3 to 4 feet tall and very skinny. Very elongated arms and legs and sharp teeth and claws on their hands and feet. They live in deep forests and are occasionally heard but never seen. The laughing that we heard is how they lure victims out into the forest, where they become disoriented.
Sorry, could that be like then a siren?
Yeah, only
Drop
different way.
out to the ocean?
Yeah. So the laughing we heard is how they lure victims out into the forest, and they become disoriented and lost as they attempt to locate the children playing in the woods. If the victim is an adult, the presumption is that they are attacked and eaten. They're eaten. And whatever remains after the stick Indians fed are never found. The person becomes permanently lost. Well, they didn't remember Lockbeard. They didn't follow the laughing children. They were just wondering where it came from. See? If the victim is a small child, the stick Indians turn them into another stick Indian through some dark stick Indian magic. This is how they get new recruits. There is much more to the legend and much more to say that others have told me since, but it's getting late and some things are better left unsaid. For a long time, I didn't feel like I should carry tales or hazard the risk of upsetting natives by speaking about things out loud. So until now, I kept these events mostly to myself. I respect the forest, mysteries in the natural world, and of course the native people, and honor their beliefs. The story of stick Indians would just be another interesting tale for me if I had experienced them myself, maybe. As such, I was privileged with the information I described here and believe I relayed it as honestly and accurately as I'm able to. Maybe it wasn't real and maybe you don't believe me, or maybe there's an explanation for it all that makes sense. But this is what I know. As a practical matter, warn your children. Tell them not to follow the sounds of children playing when they are in the woods. Tell them they follow the sound of children in the distance. They might get lost and never come back. Like other legends and myths and tales, there are a kernel of a truth at the center. And some truths are bigger than others. For me, I don't know what to think about what happened to us. I only know that it did. So, how do you get free from stickman? You'd have to research it. Like I said, I've never heard of it. Ryan, have you ever heard of the stick Indians? Some tribes, such as the Mtula of Oregon, refer to them as stick Indians, while the Nez Perce call them. There's different. They're also called. Where is it? Stayahama. I'll put it in chat so you can look that up too. Different natives have different. Yeah, like I said, they're like skinwalkers, only different. They're like skinwalkers are more of in this world, to where stick Indians are not of this world. Well, they are, but they're like creatures. Really, I was wondering. Yeah, I bet you did, Ryan. Ryan says, I sure have. It's quite an interesting topic. Came across a lot of references during my Wendigo studies. Yeah, but it's definitely interesting. I've never heard of them. There's a lot more, there's a lot more testimony. I I have this one page, and I'll put it in chat here, that has a lot. If you're interested in reading about them, it has a lot more. There's 9 pages, so 9 accounts. I thought it was really interesting. Definitely. They This one says, in the tradition of many Salish and other Northwest Indian tribes, stick Indians are malevolent and extremely dangerous forest spirits. Details about stick Indians vary from tribe to tribe, as they are described as large, hairy, Bigfoot-like creatures by the Salish and forest dwarves by the Cayuse or the Yakima. In some traditions, stick Indians have powers to paralyze, hypnotize, and cause insanity in hapless humans, while in others, they merely lead people astray by making eerie sounds of whistling or laughter in the woods at night. In some stories, stick Indians may eat people who fall prey to them, kidnapping children or molest women. They also take aggressive revenge against people who injure or disrespect them, no matter how unintentionally. So they don't care.
They're gonna mess up your world.
Right, Ryan? Yeah, I think that's because that's where I got it from, the Salish, which, yeah, that was their description of Bigfoot and Sasquatch. Yeah.
Trying to figure out what my chat's getting cut off.
I think they're looking to, yeah, like you said, two tails are tied. They are tied together somehow, but I don't know how or why, because they're so different. Yeah, exactly, Nicole. That's what I just, yeah. So, I mean, pretty interesting. And there was another story that I'm obviously not going to get to, but I'll show you what they found. They found another stick thing, and these are apparently made by these people, or by the stick Indians. This is what they found on the ground.
Looks like an empty what do they call that? Voodoo doll.
Right?
With bunny ears.
But apparently these are like warnings.
Okay.
That was from another person that had that was another hiker that had an experience. Now, mind you, like I said, that last story was from a hiker that is not into the paranormal, is not into cryptids. They were just telling what they,
Kind of like me. When I first told the story of what happened to me. I wasn't into the paranormal.
Right, yeah.
You was. I wasn't. But I was at that moment in time.
Right? I know we're running a little late, but here I want to share this guy with this This,
You're not running late. You're running over.
yeah, running over. That's what I meant.
Wow, sorry. Everybody have a great night.
Oh, stop. So this is the collection of the UFO pictures. Maybe. There we go. The old pictures. Let me try and blow them up here. Before Photoshop. So there's that one.
Here's the problem, though. When you look at old pictures like that,
Yeah.
it's kind of like any picture you take nowadays. If you dampen the spot on any photo, you can rub the ink off.
Right. I see what you're saying.
And it's funny, that one really doesn't have a shape to it. I mean, it's just kind of like, looks like somebody rubbed their thumb and their nail caught a few places. I'm sure back then they weren't smart enough to do that, but
This South Rhodesia, December 29th, 1953. This is widely believed to be the photo of the infamous UFO over Westville Secondary College in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. This was the one that they said that was witnessed by 200. They think it was the one that was witnessed by 200 students and teachers. Remember that story? Do you remember that story?
Are you talking to me or?
Yeah.
Well, because I don't see you on camera, so I don't know if you're talking to me.
Right. Yeah. Remember the?
Isn't that the one that they were having some kind of school function or something?
Right.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to see chat. I see what you. I think I know what you mean about your chat cutting out.
It's not cutting out. It's getting cut where I can't see the whole thing.
Yeah. This one's taken in England. It was photoed by a small boy.
I think it was the year 1954.
This is an old-fashioned, 1954 Kodak box camera. That's what my dad had.
It almost looks like a mushroom. It looks like it's stemmed in the middle.
Like right here?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's just the way I'm seeing it.
Hold on a minute. I got to pull my chat up over here. Guys, I can't see you. There we go. That's better.
That looks like a fucking frisbee. Like a frisbee you threw to yourself and it's starting to come back.
Right.
That's what that looks like. I mean, I'm definitely wrong. I mean, 1954, I don't know. Did they even have fucking frisbees?
That's a good question.
But that's kind of what it looks like to me. It's somebody threw a fucking frisbee and it was coming back to them. Blow bubbles. Dish soap made a big old fucking. That could have been a blow bubble.
He's just going to debunk all these guys. What do you think?
Right, I will. Watch. I want to see how many people ride on a debunking train. That's fucking that shot in the water. Them are jellyfish. How does any of that look like any part of the sky?
This was taken by the Coast
Not that
Guard.
one, the other one.
Okay, all right. I understand that.
I'm just saying, how does that look like any part of the sky? That looks like fucking jellyfish.
I can see clouds right here and over here.
And I can see algae and 5 jellyfish.
Those looks like the ones actually that was described in that one that was in Oregon or Washington. One of the two that they fell apart and came in his room or fell off his boat and killed his dog. Remember?
Yeah, I remember that, but it's like them to me look like jellyfish.
What's that?
The sun's burning through. Look at the 2 big smokestacks there.
Okay.
And why is it so black there?
It could have just left out.
Exactly, smoke bloom,
Okay.
and it's the sun burning through it.
But don't you think the Coast Guard would know what that looks like?
Absolutely not. You're talking about the fucking Coast Guard, really? What the Coast Guard don't know how to do anything but swim.
UFO photograph taken by a 21-year-old Coast Guard through the window of a laboratory in 1952.
Oh, through the window.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was over the Mojave Desert. I keep wanting to say desert in California.
That is a tuna can that somebody threw.
Oh my God.
You can't look. Somebody got a picture, but you notice all the trees and everything. Nothing's distorted.
Listen.
Or different.
You got a problem. You got a problem when somebody's in the bare desert. Now you got a problem with trees.
Nothing's distorted. I mean, if it's that close, nothing's moved, nothing has changed. It's just trees in a dot. All right, I'm gonna go. I gotta go have a cigarette. It's been 2 hours. I'm fixing to kill somebody.
This is the photograph. This is the original.
That's a football.
Original photograph of the McNivel UFO photograph taken by Paul and Evelyn Trent. Remember, they were on Blue Book.
Nope, that is Tom Brady's deflated football from the last Super Bowl.
Deflategate. We found Deflategate.
With the New England Patriots.
May 11th, 1950. They maintained the sighting was genuine until their deaths. They're the ones that the Blue Book Project went out,
That was a hell of a good program, though.
That's over Scotland, 1947.
All right, you can keep going. I'm going to go have a cigarette. I told you I'm dying. I'm fixing to strangle you.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
this
There's the
is
tic-tac.
No.
Oh, no.
Go away. You said you didn't want to look anymore. Go away.
I didn't say I didn't want to look anymore. I just don't want to discuss it anymore.
Welcome back, Danielle.
Welcome back, Danielle. You just saved your mom's life.
Whatever. This is over
Jack
Poland.
thinks it's funny. Oh, no, Lockbeard, it will never be on camera. Holy fuck, I ain't that stupid. He said kill somebody on camera. No.
This happened in St. Paris, Ohio. Captured in the background.
It's all bullshit. I'm telling you. Look. Come on.
What are they doing? What are they doing back then? What are they doing?
I don't know. What are they doing?
I don't freaking know. Taking pictures.
Come on. That is just going to pop up on a fucking Polaroid.
Hey, Carol. How you doing, hon? This was over Mount Washington. I don't know. That looks like rice with a black rice in it.
Well, that just looked like somebody fucking crossed out an eye slot so they could look through the bloom.
This photograph is widely regarded as the oldest known UFO photograph from 1870.
No. Wait a minute. Did we have fucking cameras
Yes,
in 1870?
we had. Yes. Jesus.
How'd they develop? Oh, that's right. They had to develop the film back then by hand through all the, the chemicals and everything. That could be a fucking dead bug on the print.
I'm going to kill him, guys. This one's over China in 1942.
I'm sure it is. It's going after the dead dogs.
How about this one? What's this?
I don't know.
An empty soda can?
Let me look. What the hell is that? Sometimes I talk to myself, then we both laugh and laugh. Oh, no, I'm supposed to be looking on this side. That don't. It looks like somebody threw a jellyfish in here and took a picture.
Oh my God, yes, because that's what people do.
You know, people these days, you fucking have no idea.
Lord. This is what I live with, folks.
Shut up.
All right, that's it for
You think
today.
I'm the fuck I live with.
Screw him. He's done. He's done, damn it. So there we go, guys. Ow. There was the show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're over on D Live, I'm going there. Why is that back up there? Get off there. Oi. Stop sharing. All right. Let me get over to D Live. I can't see my chat. This is lovely. See, it looked like raw eggs. See? Oi. Yes. You do's, Freaky Geek. Go chat up the hype. You guys are awesome. You guys are really freaking awesome. You really are. You're the best. If you're in D Live, or get over to D Live. I'm putting 200 lemons in the chest right now. Maybe? If it'll let me, there it goes. I added 200 lemons to the chest. I hope you guys liked the show. Those stick Indians are really interesting, though, aren't they? Thank you, Jack. Thank you. Yeah, I try, Bates Gamer. I try to get interesting stories that I've never heard of. And some of them I have. I have to go back and think, okay, some people might not have heard this story. So I have to go back, and it's something like that I've heard for a long time. But yeah. Aw, thanks, Bridget. Oh, I do want to show you guys remember, I talked about this earlier, and I wanted to show you guys really quickly what was in my dream. It looked like this thing. It was these egg-shaped things. It was these egg-shaped things that I got into in my dream and transported like Star Trek. No lie, it was in my dream. I don't know what the hell. I mean, I know I read a lot of weird shit and watch a lot of weird shit, but to see that actually, like, this opened it up, and you got in it like a car basically, and you just like knelt down. You sat down in it. You went like this, and boom, you were at the other place. It was weird. But no lie, I came across that. It kind of freaked me out. Kind of freaked me out to see that. Okay, you're over there? Yeah. So I was just skimming through, going through different, legends and stuff like that, and that came up, and hey, Melanie! Oh, you're very welcome, Melanie. Thank you for being here. So every Monday we'll definitely go live. It does look like that, doesn't it, Andy? The sensory deprivation. Thank you, Melanie, for the diamond. I appreciate that so much. Thank you so much. But it was just weird. It's just very weird that I came across that, So yeah, like I was saying, I think every Monday I'll probably go live no matter what, right? The rest of the week, I'm going to put my podcast out there, and have it uploaded to not only my podcast places, but to YouTube and all that. It is Monday, Carol. It is. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for you, but I hope it's a good thing. Yeah, so I think that's what's going to happen. Remember, get over to everythingshadows.com. If you have a story or been through something and you want to share it, you can either write it or leave me a voicemail. I just got to go down and have a cigarette, Danielle. And then we can talk, honey, okay? before I go nuts before work. With that being said, I don't have anything set up for my credits. I'm sorry. My credits are usually running at this point in time. But I am pushing the buttons for the lemons. Thank you, Nicole, for sharing this. All right, 20 seconds, guys. Get over there. If the chest hasn't popped up for you, click on it, and it should pop up. I know. I feel bad because I have to write some people back that are very important to me, and I have so much to do. 5 seconds, guys. Awesome. All right, so Heather got 89.4, Nicole got 51.8, Freaky Geek got 37.7, and Melanie got 30.1. Woo-woo. Carol's like, I don't need no stinking lemons. Whew. But thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you had a good time. I hope you liked the stories. And thank you, Heather. Thank you. Thank you, Freaky Geek, for the ice cream. Thank you, everybody that came in to watch. Everybody who's watching or listening to us on the podcast or after the show. Thank you for all my new people that came in. Thank you so much. I'm glad you found us, and I hope you'll stick around. And with that being said, guys, I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the lemons. Mwah. All right, and we'll see you next time. Be safe, take care, and remember, guys, find something today that makes you smile with your eyes. Okay? Love you guys. See you next time. Thanks for hanging out.